It is the Tuesday album tour. I'm incredibly excited because we just had the biggest stream of stream history yesterday, and we come into today knowing that no matter what we listen to, it will be a banger. And I say that because today we will be featuring Jefferson Airplane's album Surrealistic Pillow and Buffalo Springfield's album Buffalo Springfield Again. Now, I am hopping into this month. Psych, it's April. I thought it was a funny play on April Fools that gave me an ability to pivot into a psychedelic rock theme, which is how we ended up getting a whole bunch of psychedelic rock bands spanning the course of time. Now, tonight, we have chat actively gambling on which ones, and when I say actively gambling, I mean they're spending their channel points that they've earned from just watching the stream, and it helps them get stuff on the pies that you see featured on the channel. They're gambling that currency to see, because, on a 50-50 shot, will it be Buffalo Springfield tonight first, or will it be Jefferson Airplane tonight first? Guys, all bets are hedged. Let's decide if it is going to be Surrealistic Pillow or Buffalo Springfield again. Good luck to anybody that's got skin in the game and to anybody that came for both albums because they're just good. Awesome. Good luck, everybody. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? Looks like we open tonight with Buffalo Springfield. So let's go ahead and pay the victors out here. To those of you that voted for the old Buffalo, congratulations. You just won some points, and we are hopping on into Buffalo Springfield again. Now, what I know about this band is that Stephen Stills and Neil Young are in this band. Oh, beautiful. I have Context Crew. Of course I do. Can we get some W's for the Context Crew? They are the best. For all of the music dorks out there, for those of you that just love having the conversation of the details of music, these folks are for you. Join the Discord to join the Context Group. Guys, Buffalo Springfield Again is the second album by Buffalo Springfield, released on Atco Records in October 1967. In contrast to the band's hastily made debut album, recording for Again took place over a protracted 9-month span and was fraught with dysfunction, with each member eventually producing his own material largely independent of one another. Wow, some divas, huh? Buffalo Springfield, Stephen Stills, vocals and guitar and keyboards, Neil Young, vocals, guitar, Richie Fury, Furay, I don't know. Let me know, was number 1 or number 2, Fury or Furay. Vocals, rhythm guitar, Bruce Palmer, bass, and Dewey Martin, vocals and drums. Okay, so we've got Neil and Steven. So I guess they had some familiarity, going into it. And obviously we know that those guys go on to be in a little old band called Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young later. But yeah, can we get some W's in the chat for the Context Crew? Thank you very much. Guys, this is a music discovery stream, so I do have to know, have you heard this album, or are you Raw Dog on a very first listen with me? It looks like it spans 10 tracks, totaling out to 34 minutes and 3 seconds. So, as always, definitely let me know when we flip the vinyl over. Okay, obviously this is imaginary vinyl because I listen on Tidal. However, as we go through it, let me know when we are flipping the record. Okay, guys, I'm gonna hit the play button. Before I do, it's very important to me that you know that you are awesome, that you are valuable, that you are important, that you matter, that you are deserving of love, and that I am abundantly grateful for even a moment of your time. If you like what you see, feel free to hit the like and the subscribe button. It goes a long way to help me out. If you really like what you see, leave a comment. I would love to hear from you, or join us on Kick or Twitch. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Arizona time. These people over here are the best people. Come hang out with us. Come discover music with us. I know I speak for all of us when I say we would love to have you by. And if you ever wondered where that acronym comes from or why that poster is that poster, now you know. Guys, Without further ado, Buffalo Springfield on Buffalo Springfield again, playing Mr. Soul to open it up. Here we go. Definitely 60s panic.
Oh, hello, Mr. Soul. I dropped by to pick up a reason
What's up, Indy?
for the thought that I've caught that my head is the event of the season.
So is Neil Young primarily the so it's just a Neil song first. So is it kind of like Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young in that like whoever the singers are sing their songs and they just do their thing? So this was not one of those scenarios where it's like they had a united front. Every different lead guy wanted the band to be his creative vehicle and not to be in a band. Is that a fair assessment of what Buffalo Springfield was?
Why in crowds just a trace of my face could seem so pleasing. I'll cop out to the change, but a stranger is putting the tease on.
Whoa.
I was down on the ground when the messenger brought me a letter.
Love the harmony.
I was raised by the praise of a fan who said I upset her. Any girl in the world could have easily known me better. She said, you're strange, but don't change, and I let her.
Huh. Is this Neil in the right ear? Right, left ear. Is this Stills? Am I hearing Neil Young's guitar in the right ear and Stephen Stills' guitar in the left ear? I ask this because they both have very distinct ways of playing, and I feel like what it is I'm hearing is them hard panned left and right, kind of playing like riffing off of one another. Neil has this just crazy, chaotic, like kind of like all over the place, like moment. Kind of flies all over. Stills is a bit more tame, less aggressive. Its harmonies?
A smile on my face turn to plaster. Stick around while the clown who is sick does the trick of disaster. For the race of my head and my face is moving much faster. Is it strange I should change? I don't know. Why don't you ask her? Is it strange I should change? I don't know. Why don't you ask her?
Yeah, and this certainly feels like a Neil Young song. You know, really, until we listened to Deja Vu yesterday, I hadn't considered him like a writing lyrical contemporary necessarily to Bob Dylan or Lou Reed. But as I hear the song, I feel like maybe he has his own kind of thing. We need some actual Neil. You have no idea. Good to know. This feels like kind of a much more rockin' version of Neil that I'm familiar with. Like, because obviously he goes on to do like the real kind of like Helpless, you know, or like Harvest. So those sounds are the ones I'm maybe a bit more familiar with. When I hear this, it stands out to me as like distinctly outside of what my understanding is of him. But from what we heard on Deja Vu, that guitar texture of the squealy thing and kind of the wild all over the place. Like he's like a wild gun with a guitar sometimes.
Is it strange I should change? I don't know. Why don't you ask her? Is it strange I should change? I don't know. Why don't you ask her?
I tell you, my favorite, like my first real impression of Neil Young. Somebody, I watched an interview with Ben Gibbard one time, and he'd grown his chops out. And he was talking about how somebody at a record store told him he looked like Neil Young, and it made him feel really happy. And I was like, "Who's Neil Young?" And then I heard the song. Ah, man, you guys are really gonna think I'm lame for this one, but I'm gonna stand by it. I loved the movie Eat, Pray, Love. I'm here to say it. That's just how it is. The song Harvest Moon was used in that movie. Ben Gibbard is the lead singer of Death Cab for Cutie. He's a guy I've obsessed with for a long time. Like that's so just so you know, like truly that this is like the connections I'm bringing us to Neil Young. So fast forward a few years after that, I watch the documentary Sound City that Dave Grohl made about the recording studio Sound City, and Neil Young is heavily featured in that documentary. And so I kind of had that, and that is what got me to listen to Harvest. So just so you know where we're going there. That's what understanding I have, and it's limited. Hey, take care, Brandon. Take care, Mana. Oh.
There goes another day, and I wonder why you and I keep telling lies. I can't believe what you say, 'cause tomorrow's
Thank you.
lullaby can't pass by my lonesome crying.
Ah, yeah. I just love these guitar tones. Like they really made a lot work with clean tones and headroom. You know what I mean? Like it's an old, like a lot of people say it's an old and empty sound of guitar, but there's something about it that just rings true.
Make believe is all you know, and to make believe is a game. It's child's rain.
I love the lap steel, or the pedal steel.
So sadly I watch the show.
These
as
harmonies.
you see what you became. Truth is a shame. Too much pain.
Those. Is this a resonator or a dobro? Yep.
There goes another day, and I wonder why you and I keep telling lies.
We are two alone. We are three to get. It reminds me of we are for each other. It's kind of funny that it really I mean, would later found a band called Paco or Poco, which had two future members of the Eagles in it. There's sort of a early country rock, which is why you hear, which you hear in the song. Okay, huh? That part reminds me of the cartoon Robin Hood in the beginning opening credits. You know, I didn't catch that. It's been so long since I watched that. I think with you having kids to watch cartoon Robin Hood with, you've got me beat on that one. So did any of the other members of Springfield? So obviously, I know Steels and Young went on to do stuff. Did any of these other guys go on to? I guess you just gave me that answer, huh? Who was Buffalo? Well, hang on. Let me refer to Context Crew really quick. So, what did these guys do? You just told me about Fure, whatever. What did the other guys go on to do anything else that we know of? Not to be confused with Putting on the Ritz by Taco. Got it. Okay. Hopping into the next song. I think I certainly like Neil Young better than that guy. I'm not even gonna play. Like, I loved the song. I loved the harmonies. I loved the dobro sound. I just like Neil Young better. Every Day's Live. Oh, man.
Look at the sad goodbyes. Every day's a killing time. Sun coming up.
Steven Stills, I already love it.
No man on board this time. Saturday's child stays home. Nothing to say so wrong. Well, well, well. Another day. Well, well, well. Another day.
I did hear this on Yes. You heard this on Yes. This was covered. This, you're absolutely right. This song.
Goodbyes.
Listen to this.
It's a killing time. Sun coming up outside. No man on board this time.
His voice.
Saturday's child stays home. Nothing to say.
Saturday's child stays home.
So wrong. Child stays home. Nothing to say. So wrong. Well, well, well. Another day. Well, well, well. Another day.
The round. I'm not gonna lie though. Hearing Yes do it, honey. It was amazing.
Grocery store, 10 clerks, just making change, plastic jerks. Up in a tree, a jaybird, yelling at me, no words, everyone looks, can't see, can be ignored.
This is my favorite song in the album so far.
Another day, another day, softening the way with things of
This jazziness to this.
trees, boast any breeze, what a baby sleep.
They can't get no satisfaction.
Beautiful face.
Mr. Soul could grow into the most beautiful song in the world, but first impressions really go a long way. And I am have you heard this song, babe? It's called Every Day's Live. You need to I'm almost I really, babe, this is so good.
Another day, easily. Another day, another day, softening the way with things of ecstasy. The sound of trees, boast any breeze, what a baby sleep.
get my studio monitor situated. Yo, Goth, welcome to the Rooskies. And by the way, Rooskies, make all of our new friends feel at home. We've had quite a few people swing by to this evening, and I've been kind of enamored. I'm obsessed with this song. I really have been dying to play along with it. I don't know whatever this droning sound in the right ear is. Headphone crew, if you happen to know, do tell. Please and thank you. But there's this jazziness to it, this lounginess to it. This is probably one of the coolest uses of Steven Still's voice that I have heard. You know, this is the man that does like all of the cool stuff in Sweet Judy Blue Eyes, right? Like that, I think has evolved into one of my all-time favorite songs. It's just so swinging. It's so like happy, sad, and like ends on just kind of an homage to Cuba. I love it. You know, the Jewel of the Sea. I love it, but this is such a different use. He's so multifaceted, and it really adds a lot more respect to the other work I've heard him do.
Trees boast any breeze, what a baby sees. Beautiful face, alright, many a place uptight. Old woman there in red shoes, a million balloons, all hues, driving the hills, forget fear, getting it on in second gear. Wow, wow, wow. Another day. Wow, wow, wow.
This is an amazing song.
Softened in the way with things of ecstasy, the sound of
The walking bass. This
trees, what a baby sees.
the heartbeat to the drum. This was live, guys. They did that together in a studio. Or on a stage. I don't know. Whatever that was just blew my mind. I really want to listen to it. All right. Expecting to Fly. Man, that blew my mind, guys. That was a really... That was live in studio. That might have been... Yeah, it could have been. Stills played Cuba in 79 Havana Jam. I was there with Shoko. Dude, that is amazing. By the way, can we get some W's in the chat for TWH? Because that man sent me literally just an actually beautiful letter and t-shirts. And admittedly, I have just lounged around and I've lived in that green t-shirt. I've lived in that Bob Dylan and Paul Simon t-shirt off camera. It really has just been like what I've facilitated my livelihood, being an underwriter in his PJs. This is my life. Guys, let's get back into it, though. Expecting to Fly. And the pick. No, I ripped probably my best improv solo of Scream history that night with the pick. You think it might be Neil's most beautiful song? Really? Tacitussin, that's a pretty big claim. Why do I feel like this isn't it? That's it. I thought I was getting punked. I thought this was the classics, like, title punk. This is just really immaculate in the headset. I'm really... 19 and 67, guys. Listen to the headset. This is
There
why.
you stood on the edge of your feather, expecting to fly. Well, I laughed, I wondered whether I could wave goodbye.
Okay, guys, I was actually sitting here thinking, like, in the beginning, I didn't even think it was supposed to be on the. Hey, can we get Tacitussin? All right, you're right. I'll say it when I'm wrong. I'll say it when I'm wrong, and I was wrong. I don't know. Not that I haven't finished the song, right? But like I'm wowed. For 19, one of the biggest things that sticks out to me about Neil Young when I watched him in Sound City was he was talking about how empty streaming music sounds and like, how low the audio quality was. And I can remember at that time being like, what? No, it's awesome. I can just listen to it online. And like, I think a lot of people didn't realize the loss in audio quality because people were like wowed with like, wow, I can listen to music wherever. And so for a long time, I just kind of didn't even think about the loss in audio quality. And because I wasn't actively all the time buying music in physical media, I didn't know what it was I was missing. So as I'm hearing this album, I'm remembering Neil Young talking about, how music and audio quality didn't get captured correctly in a lot of stuff. And hearing this, I feel like this would be a tremendous example to do a comparison between Spotify and Tidal, just on the soundscape alone. This was really a really tremendous listen. Like the audio quality is immaculate. It feels like Beatles level sound production, and I didn't think that was happening in America really in the 60s, like the Brian Wilson, the exception. Technically, this was recorded while Neil had left the band. Did he really? There's so many multiple layers. The acoustics in the right ear.
I tried so hard to
Multi-tracked acoustics.
as I stumbled and fell.
It also feels like you hear David Gilmour kind of take a little bit of lyrical inspiration, specifically from like the metal era of his vocals.
To stand as I stumbled and fell to the ground.
Richard Wright vocals. Okay, I'll allow that one too. Up ahead, the albatross. Yeah, no, it's a similar vocal editing for sure. Not that one's derivative of the other, but it's just what comes to mind.
So hard to laugh as I fumbled and reached for the love I found, knowing it was gone. If I ever lived without you, now you know I've died. If I ever
did really float off into this. That's what I was just gonna comment on. The imagery that he comes with. I hate to let it, like, to pause it in that, but while I laughed, I wonder whether I could wave goodbye knowing that you'd gone by by the summer it was healing. We had said goodbye. All the years we'd spent with feeling ended with a cry. And you know, there's like a heartbreak to it, but the imagery to it as well really, I think, kind of builds a picture where you kind of get thrown in at medias res and like create the story that, you know, you just get thrown into. I tried so hard to stand as I stumbled and fell to the ground, so hard to laugh as I fumbled and reached for the love I found, knowing it was gone. And maybe he's commenting on like he ruined his own love, or like just a ruined love by one's own doing. You know, like I think a lot of people could see themselves in a scenario like that. I don't know if he's speaking into him, but gosh, this is great. Crap, an ad's going. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. Your boy had to use the restroom and then handle Clarky. He's a handful. We all know this. That guy, that'll so-and-so. I'm bringing it back a little bit. The string arrangement is truly just unbelievable to me. And so Neil did this like without like sans the band? What is that, a coda? Is that what you'd call that? Neil in the...
Listen to my bluebird laugh. She can't tell you why. Deep within her heart, you see, she knows all the crying, just lying. Yeah. There she sits, a lofty perch, strangest color.
So Steele's song, like a Still song with the Neil Young ripper in the right ear. You know, hey, album owners, like people that bought this on vinyl. If you're watching on YouTube, this goes for you too. When you bought this, were you buying it with this stereo soundscape, like where you had these hard panning moments, or when you bought it, did you buy it in mono? And as a, you know, folks that have heard it over the years, do you have a preference? I'm finding that as I get into a lot of, especially the 60s album territory, there is a really big conversation among like all of the 60s sound connoisseurs. Really huge arguments of mono versus stereo. I think stereo really takes its biggest strides in the 70s. I think we can agree. But it seems like there are a lot of big opinions in the 60s sound sphere just regarding whether or not mono or stereo is superior. I think maybe it comes down to actual albums and subjective opinion, but do you find that you have an opinion on this matter? I'm just interested in your anecdotal commentary, just because I've seen it come up a lot.
There she sits, a lofty perch, strangest color blue. Flying is forgotten now, thinks only of you, just you. Oh, so get all those blues, must be 1,000 years, and each is differently used, you just know.
Like, okay, the Velvet Underground, White Light does not belong in stereo, in my opinion. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. I that has just a grit to it that I know the avant-garde fans out there really, really, really loved. But I feel like that one should just be in mono for the sanity of me, selfishly. This I actually think is kind of tasteful stereo. It makes me feel like I'm in the room, and I like that. And maybe there's a little bit of. I mean, maybe Neil Young argued for some kind of production assistance in it, but I do think that the Beach Boys. I think we listened to Pet Sounds in mono, and I feel like there was a big conversation about whether or not I should have done that. So yeah, I guess that's a fair argument. It depends on what it was originally mixed for.
Sit there mesmerized by the depth of her eyes. If you could categorize, she got soul, she got soul, she got soul, she got soul.
Is this Stills on acoustic?
She loves you. Do you think at
'67. Bro. That was the strongest solo I've heard out of that man, in my opinion. Acoustic or electric. That was gnarly good. I'm gonna run it. We're gonna run it back. I just didn't even consider for a moment that we might get something like that in the middle of this. This was amazing. Like you hear those kind of screechy, fuzzy tones, and then you get met with this like unbelievable acoustic guitar solo full of tapping and these like where he's like just making both percussive and like I don't know, he had such an interesting texture, you like making percussive sounds out of his fingers, and you go from this I'm actually amazed. Stephen Stills, ladies and gentlemen and friends. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I'm gonna go back. Right here. Rings into left. A banjo?
Soon she's going to fly away. Sadness is her own. Give herself a bath of tears and go home and go home.
You guys mind if I join? Is that cool with you guys? Let me bring it down a little bit. Smoked my ears. Oh my gosh, I smoked my ears there. Okay.
She's going to fly away. Sadness is her own. Give herself a bath of tears and go home and go home.
This is amazing. Tara, you got here just in time for bangers. Lady, I gotta tell you.
Sees her own. Give herself a bath of tears and go
You wrote a bad song, Petey.
home and go home.
I'm kind of inclined to like the... I don't know if I like the Stills or the Neil songs better, dude. All right, everybody, I need you to just take a moment and flip over your record. We're gonna drop the needle on the next song. Bluebird was immaculate, hung upside down. Hey, Nine Uncle Bert.
Happening to me, I'm going blind.
I love the bass walk behind this.
There I sat until 3, getting further behind myself.
His voice is so nice.
By myself, and I'm hung upside
upside down. And I'm hung upside down.
And I'm hung upside. He's got such a pronounced roar, huh?
And I'm hung upside.
And the timing there too, even his breath work. I love.
Upside down.
Upside. He really pushes it from like both chest and throat somehow, and it's really like I'm really that. Yeah, babe. Gotcha. So you have those like Rory moments, but then you have like a song like earlier where he's just able to be really breathy, you know, and kind of tremolo his voice. He's so cool.
Upside down. Yes, and I'm hung upside down. Come on, upside down. Yeah. Oh. Someday I will be free, and there'll be times you just wait. I will come to you, see what I bring you when I get.
5-2 odds. Uncle Steve knows this one. Oh, Rhea, you know what's so cool about that? Rooski sister. If you didn't know this, guys, you've probably heard me say it a couple of times now, but that's my little sister, and she knows the lore of Uncle Steve because she saw it happen with her eyeballs. So it's just kind of nice to have a little bit like of Uncle Steve love in the chat.
Straight, oh, it's too late, and I'm hung upside down, and I'm hung upside down, hung upside down, oh yeah, hung upside down, yeah. Upside down. Oh, oh.
Yeah. Did he hit him with blop, 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 blops? Is Steven Stills the original blop, blop guy? I think Steven Stills invented gangster rap. I think we saw the dawn of it, guys, right there. I think when you add I think when you finger gun it, it really adds a pizzazz. blop, 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 blop. All right, guys. I cannot believe how truly used that sound is in rap music. Sad Memory, and this is a Fury song, a Richie song. Got it?
Soft winds blow in the summertime. Young lovers feel so free.
This does sound like what I've heard of the Eagles.
Walking hand in hand down a shady lane. What happened to me? What happened to me?
So heavy lyrics, though.
Did you ever love a girl who walked right out on you?
Dang.
You should know
I've not heard a lot of Eagles. No, that is accurate.
just how I feel then. Why I'm so blue. Why I'm
Just a
so
delicate
blue.
little acoustic. Plus some accompaniment.
How can I
A little accompaniment
forget
there.
those nights when she'd kiss me soft and true and whisper words only lovers know. I love you.
This is a tough
I
reflection
love you.
song, man.
Well, I made up my mind. I'll find a new girl who loved me tenderly. Forget the past I left behind now.
Thought
It's a
so.
sad memory.
It is a good song. It's a good song on a great album, though.
Soft winds blow in the summertime.
This one was really, really, really good, but a really, really good song on a really, really great album makes it seem okay. Wait, and you know, and I don't have anything against it. It's just when we went through this run of Everydays to Expecting to Fly to Bluebird to Hung Upside Down, and as great as a song as it is, after that run of 4 songs, it hits a little bit like a stinker, but it's still a great song. It's just, you know, the weakest song on a super great album. I think that's how I feel about it. Good time, boy. That's weird. I feel like he's impersonating James Brown here. Who's the singer? I can't even decide. Vocals are Dewey Martin, huh? Okay. Next song is Richie, but in a weird turn, sung by Dewey Martin. Got it. Yeah. This is a weirder song compared to the rest of them. I almost feel like they had to make like a controversial one of the time. You know what I mean? This is of all of the this has now become kind of like a good song, but it feels kind of like it was supposed to be at like, you know, this is definitely the most, yeah, this is 60s song. Yeah, I agree with that very much. Definitely kind of a soft land. You know, what's interesting is I feel like there's a very noticeable difference in the work of the two men that would go on to become like really big, you know?
Why should I mind if I step right out of line? And I get caught by her, lucky me. Yeah. 'Cause now I look big. That's why they call me good.
I almost feel like it lacks a little.
And I can't change right now, it seems. Yeah. If it's alright, good time, boy. If it's alright, real good boy. If it's alright, real good time, boy. If it's alright.
As I've gotten through this song, I'm doing something I don't typically do, guys. I I'm removing a heart from the previous song over considering this particular one. The reason I am taking one off Sad Memory is simply because while I liked the song and it was on a great album, I don't think I would go back and listen to it again outside of the context of just playing the album all the way through, like I would any of these other ones, which that really would be the case. You know? I'm not like I didn't come into this thinking I was going to be picking like the artists I thought I liked the best, but there seems to be a noticeable lack of kind of consistency. Where the consistency hit, it so hits. But now it feels like we've gotten into a totally different band territory for B-side, right? Like the A side of this album was immaculate, but then you get into the back side of it, you have a lot less happening with the two guys that clearly seem to be making the album. I hate to say it, but like as I was thinking about that, it made me think like I think I just good song hearted that song, but it doesn't necessarily flow with the gel of the album to me. The sax is cool, like it's a fine song, but like, what place does it have on this album? So the other thing is like, if I thought Buffalo Springfield were like built on the eclectic collection of what all of them did, fine, but it doesn't even seem like they have kind of consistency within that, because a lot of bands are eclectic, and you know, like some of my favorite albums are like eclectic collections of albums that like were composed over a lot of years with songs that didn't make it to certain other albums. So again, there were moments in the song, yeah, but like again, I think that when you this is a I feel like they needed to fill album vinyl space. I don't know, maybe they just all wanted to do different things with the same band. I think they all made it clearly sounds like they each had different directions that they wanted to go with the band, and it shows very clearly in the songs that come out. I didn't think that this album was going to come to me talking about it like this, just so you know, like I wasn't quite sure what I was going to walk into. I guess I kind of thought we were going to hear like one lead singer, and not that my preconceived notions are ever accurate. And in fact, most of the time they are not, and I love having them blown like shattered, and this has shattered those any preconceived notions I might have had, other than just knowing the two guys. I didn't know how they were going to be utilized in in a use case this way. But it feels like they have too many cooks in the kitchen on this thing, you know, and it doesn't seem like the work necessarily needed too many cooks in the kitchen.
There's a woman,
Rock and roll woman.
hard to know, and she's coming, singing soft and low, singing rock and roll. She's a joy to know. The shadow.
It almost feels like this is like proto The Police sounds, like the way that moment kind of came in. But also, I was thinking about this, like Still's songs have these really pronounced, beautiful, and awesome harmonies. And it kind of makes sense that like Crosby, Stills, and Nash go on to happen later, because he was already kind of playing around with really delicate and awesome harmonies like that, but then when you add those other two guys in, there's a certain level of je ne sais quoi that happens when those guys get into putting their three voices together. I think maybe the other two guys, probably having heard Buffalo Springfield's work, came in all being like, well, I know what's in his wheelhouse, and I think I can do better than when I heard those Buffalo guys do. And I don't know. I think as guys we're all a little bit competitive, and like if we're excited about working with somebody, we're going to do everything we can to make that project work well. And sometimes you find magic and create something really cool, and I think maybe you see that happen with Crosby, Stills and Nash. But it almost feels like some of the things that you hear on the Stills focused songs are walking, so that what he does with the other band, the other work later runs.
Of a soothing hand, I'm free there, just to make my plans, dream of faraway land, anything close at hand, and she will follow me. Why? You know, familiar places.
The guitar
she's
work
been
also.
by. She don't have to try.
Like, it feels like this is already kind of proto Wooden Ships. Am I wrong? When the bass line comes in, it certainly makes me think of Police, of the Police,
And the sorrow,
which came way later, of course.
she's no longer blind. She's just hard to find.
This is tremendous. Right ear. That lead kind of fluttered out there into the right ear. I loved that. So we're coming into the last song. It's called Broken Arrow. Guys, you got to let me know, how has the album hit you? If you're listening for the first time, give me your impressions. Next, does it stick the landing? We got to find that out. Guys, Broken Arrow. Let's close her down. Am I getting punked?
It's turned on.
Totally was getting punked there. It was playing a live version of Mr. Soul there. This is it. They've had 2 psychs on me. You right. I was impatient, I guess. I'm jaded.
The lights turned on and the curtain fell down. And when it was over, it felt like a dream. They stood at the stage door and begged for a scream. The agents had paid
The
for
time
the
shift,
black
definitely
limousine
Sgt. Pepper vibe.
that waited outside in the rain. Did you see them? Did you?
I did not realize he did these like hard changes like this. I see what people mean when they say psychedelic, because it really does just jump from one scene to another without any kind of It's just very abrupt, like, hey, we're over here.
At the stage door and begged for a scream. The agents had paid for the black limousine that waited outside.
A little bit of a
rain.
Bowie 5 years vibe.
See them?
Not anymore.
Did you see them? Did you see them in the river? They were there to wave to you. Could you tell that the empty quiver, brown skin, Indian
The piano in the back.
banks that were crowded and narrow, held a broken arrow.
And then we're back. If you watched my review of the movie Chunky Shrapnel, W's to Tara for sending me that, but if you watched that reaction, you'll see that there were a couple of times that I was getting punked by the actual filming of that movie, because they do these moments where like you hear things, you think you're about to see credits, and then like all of it's just random long things. You think you're in the midst of a concert and that you're about to hear a banger, and then it's actually just a transitionary sequence that leads. It really is a punk you kind of thing, and I kind of got the same energy from this song that I did that movie. I was really kind of being like, is it? Did I do it wrong? Is it broken? Is this? Did I? What's wrong? You know, like kind of the same thing.
Brown skin, Indian on the banks that were crowded and narrow, held a
Hey, Night Walrus.
broken arrow.
We're at a ball game that became a haunted clown house. Now we're outside. I think.
18 years of American dream. He saw that his brother had sworn on the wall. He hung up his eyelids and ran down the hall. His mother had told him a trip was a fall, and don't mention babies at all.
I think this song is just too goofy to not just fall in love with. This acoustic thing, these transitions, the orchestration that Neil Young had in his wheelhouse, I had no
Did you
clue.
see him in the river? He was there to wave to you.
Very
Could you
cinematic.
tell that the empty quiver, brown-skinned Indian on the banks that were crowded and narrow, held up.
That transition again. I didn't realize that this was like a... It kind of honestly gives me a little bit of a, like... I feel like maybe not spaghetti western-y, but a little bit.
The streets were lined for the wedding parade. The queen wore the white of the county of song. The black
The goofiest transition to me. It would be so weird to play.
From the sun rays of dawn, they married for peace and were gone. Did you see them? Did you see them?
Dun, 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 dun.
Did you see them in the river? They were there to wave to you. Could you tell that the empty quiver, brown-skinned Indian on the banks that were crowded and narrow, held a broken arrow?
Held a broken arrow. Let's take it on out. Unreal. You know, I thought we were listening to Buffalo Springfield, not Pink Floyd. You know, when he said, held a broken arrow, I didn't expect what would follow. And I just really loved it. It really stuck the landing in the most unique way. It's like all of the judges know that they shouldn't have given it a 10 out of 10 landing, but they were all just amazed that they landed the way they did because they'd all seen a billion stuck landings before, but they'd never seen a stuck landing quite like that one before. So they all were like, we don't have any more numbers. Just this 10. Do we... That's kind of what this felt like. I didn't see it. I didn't see it going that way. It really, really, really surprised me, guys. I loved this album. I thought it had some weird parts. I don't think it was the most consistent album. I think maybe it's an album that has so many good songs on it that you could listen to it all the way through and it not bother you because it's just a great album. But the shiny parts shine really bright, and then there's just some parts that could use some buffing. You know what I mean? Guys, I loved it either way. I'm definitely committed to continuing to listen to at least the catalog of Neil Young and whatever Stills is doing, because those guys are awesome. But guys, I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for the positivity that you show both to me and to one another. Continue to be the best. And until I see you next, be introspective and consider the birds. Goodbye.